Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Rock Video Rental. I am Brandon, and with me, as always, is Caleb. We are starting Sylvester Stallone month, and we're starting off 2026, so Happy New Year. And we're going to start it like we always do. And Caleb, have you watched anything good?
Well, I was hoping to say that I'd watched more of Stranger Things, but I have not. Well, I
Failure.
think since last week I did, but I've only watched one episode, so I've not caught up. I'm not ready for the season finale, which really sucks.
Series finale.
Season finale, or no, complete finale, whatever.
Yeah, series finale, yeah.
Finale. So anyways, hopefully I'll get that to here in a matter of a week or two, sooner rather than later.
Rock?
Um, been totally watching a ton of football, so there's that. But I did finally watch the entirety of the first Avatar with my daughter. She'd been wanting to watch that,
Rock?
so we watched that super duper long movie. And now, of course, she wants to watch the other ones. And the second one is like 3 hours and 15 minutes, dude. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Like, kill me now. And then, so sometime I'll probably be watching that. And then my son wants to watch the SpongeBob movie, which I love SpongeBob so much. Not really. I'm one of those people that finds them annoying. So,
Sponge Robert cubicle trousers.
yep, exactly. So that's been most of it. I've fallen behind on Bob's Burgers because I swear that one, at least one, if not two episodes have come out and I haven't caught up. So I need to get on top of that as well.
Well, Rock.
Oh,
That was a decent amount.
yeah.
For me, watched a couple episodes of Seinfeld. Uh, I watched all of Stranger Things,
Rock.
so I could ruin it for you if I really wanted to, but I'm not that big of a jerk. Uh, I watched a movie without a paddle that was on. I turned on Sling TV, and it was on the National Lampoon channel, that just plays comedy movies.
hmm
And I was like, oh man, I haven't watched this in forever, so I watched that. And then on YouTube, I watched a couple A&E biographies. I watched one about Dana Plato, who played the daughter in Different Strokes. And then it was kind of like about her career and her life and like how she spiraled into drug addiction and she died at a young age, so that was pretty sad. And I also watched the one about Mackenzie Phillips, who was on One Day at a Time, and like how she had really bad drug problems, but like turned her life around, and it was pretty good. I started watching the new show Chad Powers. It's on Hulu. It's made by Peyton and Eli Manning. It's about this um, college quarterback who plays for Oregon, and in the national championship, he's running into the end zone. He drops the ball at like the 1 yard line.
Okay.
Georgia scoops it up and runs all the way for a touchdown and wins the game. And so now he's like hated, and everybody like uh despises him, and he goes into like depression, and he just kind of like disappears, and he ends up trying to turn his life around. So he puts on like um a disguise, like prosthetics and stuff,
hmm
and he goes and he tries out for like the small college down south, under the name Chad Powers. And he ends up getting the job, and then it's just like, he goes from game to game and trying not to be recognized or anything. So it's pretty interesting. It's funny. I just heard they announced a second season for that, so I'll be looking forward to that. It's pretty good. And then the last thing is I went with our friend Jason and saw the movie Anaconda in the theater, the
Rock.
new Jack Black and Paul Rudd movie. It was pretty funny. It's a loose remake. They kind of joke about it in the movie where it's like, because the whole thing is Jack Black, Paul Rudd. There's a woman that I've never seen before in a movie, but she was pretty good. And then Steve Zahn are all like childhood friends. They get back together and they decide that they're gonna remake the movie Anaconda.
Okay.
And they're like, well, it's not really like a remake, it's more of like a reimagining. It's like, or a retooling. And it's just like kind of a meta joke in the movie about it, but it's got some good scenes, it got some funny stuff, and there's like a couple cameos in it that are good. But it's funny they talk about how John Voight had this really weird accent in the original movie. And they're like, Jack Black's like, yeah, he's like, that was really weird, and Paul Rudd goes like, yeah, that was a choice. But yeah, it was pretty good. It was worth the ticket. But I'll probably watch it again when it comes on streaming to give it a second look. But that's pretty much it for me. I had time to watch Cobra starring Sylvester Stallone, the highlight of the month. So let's talk about that. Cobra is from 1986 and is directed by George P. Cosmatos. The plot is a tough on crime street cop must protect the only surviving witness to a strange, mysterious cult with far reaching plans. The cast, we got Sylvester Stallone as Marion Cobretti, Brigitte Nielsen as Ingrid, Rennie Santoni as Gonzalez, and Brian Thompson as the Night Slasher. I've seen this movie a handful of times. This was right in the middle of Stallone's deal he had with Canon Films, where we also had Over the Top. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. No, I've seen this a few times too. I've got this one on DVD, so it's a good one.
rock. Yeah, this one, I guess, is more of your stereotypical kind of what you would think about if, you've never really watched many Stallone movies. And you're like, oh, a Sylvester Stallone movie. You think of just like him being the ultimate tough guy, and there's explosions and gunfights and
Yeah.
machismo, and yeah,
There was
and
more
this has all of it.
yeah, there was more action in this than I remembered. So,
Yeah, and I will say that it's at times it almost felt like a slasher movie.
yeah.
Yeah, with chasing down like the serial killer cult and
The
like the kills and stuff in it felt
yeah,
like,
the Axe Gang.
yeah. So let me ask you a question. But yeah, that's kind of what it felt like to me at times. Uh I thought Stallone was pretty good in it. It wasn't his best performance, but I thought he
No.
was pretty good. He was just trying to act tough the whole time.
Yeah, I did find it a little bit funny how he was like tough but also like sarcastic,
Yeah.
and it was almost like dad humor. And I was just like, why do I feel like this is really how Sylvester Stallone is, where he just tells bad jokes?
Probably. Well, he does that in Rocky too.
Yeah.
So he's got his terrible jokes. Uh, Rocky's knee slappers. Uh, and I thought that Brian Thompson was really good as the night slasher. He was pretty menacing, and especially with that voice he's got.
Oh yeah. Well, that voice, that look, his presence, he is made to be a villain. Like, sorry, dude, you're not gonna get any leading roles for a Hallmark movie anytime soon. Could you
Well,
imagine that?
yeah, that'd be hilarious. Oh my gosh. Yeah, some people are just born to be villains. Michael Ironside.
Right.
Yeah, this guy for sure. I mean, he was Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat, so
Hmm.
oh gosh. I think honestly, other than that opening scene in the uh grocery store,
Hmm.
one of the best things about this movie is the poster. It's just a
Yeah.
red poster with Stallone on it, wearing like black clothes. He's got the big aviator shades on. He's got a gun with a laser sight, and it says, crime's a disease, meet the cure. It's Cobra.
Yep.
Like there's not really much that tops that. That's like the 80s in a nutshell right there. But yeah, that beginning scene in the grocery store is one of the best like introductions to a character in an action movie.
Hmm.
Because they're like, oh, this crazed lunatic comes in and he's like blowing people away and stuff and holding the store up with a shotgun. And they're like, we're gonna have to send in the Cobra.
Well,
And then
oh, go ahead.
then Stallone like shows up and he just walks in like super calm, just super macho. Nothing phases him. But
And he drinks a beer while he's in there.
yeah, a warm one.
Well, I thought it was funny that if you pay attention when the guy goes in there and he starts shooting up the place,
Yeah,
he may have at the very end, but when he first opens fire, he doesn't actually shoot anybody.
yeah,
He just shoots like the produce.
yeah. Blow it away, stuff on a shelf.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, whatever the point of that was.
Oh man. He's like, I hate tab, and he blows it off the shelf.
Speaking of
But
Tab,
yeah.
I had a funny little note in here. I don't know if you're gonna have anything in facts and trivia, but did you have anything about like ad placement or anything in this movie?
I can't remember. I
Okay.
watched this kind of early in the week.
Okay. I don't I thought for a minute that there was ad placement in this movie
Okay.
because outside of his house, apartment, whatever condo, there's that
Mm.
huge neon Pepsi sign.
Yeah, and then there's that Pepsi display in the grocery store too.
Yeah, but then when they're on the drive, not to cut too far ahead, on the drive to North Upstate, whatever they call it,
Yeah.
they stop at a gas station and his partner guy, I think his name is Tony,
Buys
uh,
a Coke.
buys a Coke from a Coke machine. And I'm just like, I'm
Yeah.
so confused right now.
Maybe they were both sponsoring it.
Make
It's
up your
sponsored
mind.
by Cola.
One of the
Uh,
colas, sponsored by
yeah.
Tab.
There's an RC later on. Oh man. Yeah, that display too in the grocery store, the Pepsi with the it looks like the Pepsi's pouring. That
Yeah.
was pretty sweet.
Hmm.
But yeah, Stallone starts talking to the guy, and the guy's just nuts, and of course he has to blow him away. That's when he drops the um, cr you're a disease and I'm the cure.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a classic. And then from there he goes home and he eats pizza with a pair of scissors. What was
To-
that about?
totally unnecessary, dude. It was the last piece of pizza.
It looked like someone from another planet. Like it's like the first time Stallone's ever seen pizza.
Yeah.
And he's like, how do I eat this? And like, I don't have a fork or knife, but here's a pair of scissors.
It was.
Which makes me laugh because he's Italian and he knows he's eating his fair share of pizza. Ooh, good.
You gotta cut the pizza.
You see that I got the pizza with the scissors.
A
And then
bop and a boop
he hands it to Brian Bosworth, who puts it in a blender and feeds it to his Komodo dragon.
it.
And then, oh yeah, Stallone also for some reason has a matchstick in his mouth the entire movie,
Yeah, that was his
which comes
signature.
into play at the end.
Hmm.
I was like, was he just carrying it around the whole time? But yeah, completely ridiculous. Of course, like Stallone's like this rogue, badass cop who doesn't play by the rules, and uh, the chief or whatever hates him. Who's played by Art LaFleur, by the way. I was like, did he only take roles where he gets to be a dick?
Right.
He's great at it. And then I laugh too because Cobra's like partner or whatever is the guy who played Poppy on Seinfeld.
Hmm.
The guy that buys a Coke later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was Jerry's girlfriend's dad who owned a restaurant and didn't wash his hands.
Yeah, well,
and then made Jerry pizza. Yeah.
I thought it was funny because he um that guy really didn't have to do a whole lot and he got a
No,
lot
he
of
was just kind
screen
of
time.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just kind of there. It could be because it's like, okay, you got Stallone. Stallone's the main attraction for this. Then you got Brigitte Nielsen, who was, kind of fresh off Rocky 4, and she was kind of a big deal then with, modeling and getting into acting, being married to Stallone.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I laughed because, I mean, like in Rocky 4, you see her and like, okay, she's attractive. But then, like in this movie, I feel like that wig is really doing a lot of work for her. Having the longer hair makes her look a lot better, but it just kind of cracked me up. Like, we couldn't just have her with her short hair. They had to put this curly wig on her.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was I mean, it seemed appropriate if she was wanting to be like in that model scene, which was funny because they did that in the middle of the movie with the little investigation montage, and they
Yeah.
just kept cutting to robots, and I'm like, why are they doing this again?
Because RoboCop came and helped out. That would have been awesome.
That would have been great.
Cobra and RoboCop as partners.
Cobra Cop.
Cobra, Cobra, sign me up. That sounds like one of the movies that I would have made on Adobe Firefly. Oh gosh. Uh, the music was pretty decent. It was a lot like Rocky 4,
Yeah.
just not as good. Even I believe even some of the songs were done by guys that did songs in Rocky 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I could hear the guy David Tepper maybe, the guy that sang "No Easy Way Out,"
Never
and
surrender. No.
there's no shortcut home. That song, it sounded like one of them he sang in this one uh, was pretty similar. I'd have to look it up, but yeah, you get some ridiculous stuff too, like "Feel the Heat" was the name of one of them. But yeah, Robert Tepper, Angel of the City.
There you go.
Yeah, I thought I recognized his voice. Uh, all right. Um, I just found it funny too that like we find out his name is Marion, Marion Cobretti. I was like, is Cobretti even a real name, or you just make that up so you can call him the Cobra?
Yeah, that sounded pretty fake. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not good with Italian names and things like that, so
yeah. It's like I was surprised they didn't call him like Mario Stakabuchi or something like that. That he just has a Cobra tattoo, and they call him the Cobra. uh, all he needed was Estelle Getty with him.
yeah,
Stop or my mom will shoot.
would have been perfect.
Uh, a sequel. Um, cracked me up. So we talked about when he, gets with Brigitte Nielsen and like the partner, and they're like, we got to get her out of the city because this lunatic's going after her. Let's go upstate, kind of out in the country. And, they stop at the gas station or whatever, and the convenience store, and they're, getting stuff and everything. And uh, she asked Stallone, like, what's wrong with you? You look so mad. And I was like, how can you tell he's been stone faced like the entire movie? He shows no emotion other than anger.
She says it
Even,
twice, I think.
yeah, it's like, even then, it's just like, he just has a straight look on his face, like he's calm, cool, and collected the entire time.
Yeah, I think the other time was like the next day, and he's like, I haven't had breakfast yet.
Yeah. Said something about him being grumpy or something. Like, "Oh, haven't had breakfast yet." Well, here's a pair of scissors and a slice of pizza. Go at it.
Knock yourself out.
Uh, the car chases were pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
The one that made me laugh is when they're going in that really hilly street,
Yeah.
I swear they reused a shot like 3 times in that.
Yeah, it did kind of look like it. I think that I th- think what city was this supposed to be?
I
You know?
think LA.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought, but I wasn't for sure. Some California city.
Yeah.
Um, but I think there's some kind of like a district like that where they have a bunch of those bridges.
Okay.
So, I think maybe they could have reused some stuff, but it might have just been that that road has multiple of those kind of like little hilly bridge.
Yeah, but it seemed like they would go over a hill and then there was another one in front of it, but there was like another one behind it. So it was just like the same three bumps over and over at one point. That just made me laugh. And I'm like, did they just reuse stuff? Because it wouldn't surprise me with
Oh
Canon
no.
films.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me
Uh,
either.
and I wonder how many of those old Mercury cars they smashed up in the
Oh
making of
gosh.
this movie.
Right?
No telling. Uh, Other things, I thought the pacing of the movie was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like it was like balls to the wall right off the bat, and then there was like a little downtime, and then it's like boom, car chase, and then all of a sudden, oh, we're gonna go hide out up north. Well, obviously that doesn't work because they show up almost instantly.
hmm
It was just like fast, dull, fast, dull.
Yeah. 100 miles per hour,
Yeah, but then all of a
10
sudden,
miles.
boom, he's fighting the night slasher
hmm
in a foundry or something.
Yeah.
Because we
It's
gotta have fire and sparks and everything.
it's a foundry town.
Yeah, it made me think of Death Warrant with Van Damme
hmm
and Terminator 2 and every other place that takes place in a foundry. But yeah, we get a pretty good fight because that's one thing I always liked about Stallone in his movies is he wasn't like afraid to get beat down for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It
that's
was the same thing
essentially
with
what
Van
Rocky
Damme.
was.
Yeah, it was like he gets beat down, then he gets comes back, and that's when he like finishes the bad guy off. And like Van Damme did that in movies too. Even Arnold would get beat up every once in a while. Steven Seagal it never gets beat up. He never gets
he,
touched.
yeah, it never gets touched.
Yeah. But this ponytail doesn't even move. Uh but yeah, Stallone always gets like his butt kicked. Which is believable because this guy was enormous.
hmm
And he's a psycho. And yeah, just you know, Stallone doesn't play by the rules. But I thought the end was pretty awesome, even though the pacing was a little weird. Uh, there's a few decent lines in this. The part at the end where he's fighting the night slasher, and he's like, "This is where the law stops, and I start."
Duh.
That cracked me up. And he puts him on that massive hook, and it drags him into a furnace.
Yeah, that I forgot that was in this movie. For some reason, I always thought that final kill was in an Arnold movie,
Ah, okay.
but I don't know.
Let
Maybe
off
I'm
some
kind of,
steam, Bennett.
yeah, maybe I was kind of confusing that with that kill.
Maybe.
I don't know. So,
Or Terminator 2.
hmm but
But yeah, I thought the whole ending was handled pretty well. That was really entertaining, and I liked the fight and how he kills off the bad guy. Uh,
oh,
it did
speaking,
crack. What
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, it did crack me up because we talked about the match,
hmm
and he's been carrying it around the whole movie in his mouth, and then all of a sudden he's in that foundry, and there's like one of the bad dudes, and he like throws it at the guy that sets him ablaze.
hmm
I was like, oh, that's why he had that. Really good foresight there by Stallone,
Yeah,
Marion Cobretti.
one thing that we haven't talked about is the villain's like girlfriend, or I guess whatever you
Oh
want to call
yeah.
her. I seriously thought it was that actress from Grease.
Okay, I've never seen Grease.
Oh, it
If it's not Olivia Newton-John, then I don't know who it is.
no, it well it's I've seen Grease like once, but my wife like loves the songs and everything, and so I see some stuff with it. It's the so you know how John Travolta is part of the Greasers or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
the main girl from that group.
Okay.
She's like a tough girl, leather jacket, black hair and everything. She looked like that. So I thought it was maybe the same person. I looked it up, but it wasn't. So I thought that would have been kind of a cool uh continuity, or not continuity, but cool little uh
Easter
tie
egg.
Easter egg connection.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
all of a sudden John Travolta jumps out.
Imagine Stallone and Grease. That'd be great. I guess we're gonna be watching Rhinestone later in the month, so we'll get to see Stallone sing some songs
uh,
with Dolly Parton. Uh,
I know for sure that my wife is gonna watch that one with me.
oh, okay. Yeah, I know for sure my wife probably won't. Uh, I thought the kill scenes were pretty intense.
Hmm.
Apparently, this movie was a lot more brutal
Oh,
and it
really?
had to be cut down. I have some stuff in the trivia and facts about that, but yeah. I mean, it was the 80s. Imagine if they would have had like Tom Savini as the special effects guy. Somebody gets an axe buried in their face.
Head explosion.
Yeah. Head gets lopped in half.
Yeah,
Uh,
there was that time where they tried to kill the girl in the parking garage, and then
yeah.
they like attacked the guy in the business suit and like axed him in the stomach. Like,
Hmm.
could you imagine if they had Savini, they would have had that dude cut in half and like intestines falling out.
Yeah, he would have hit him in the stomach and a guy would have screamed and his intestines would have fell out. Oh, that would have been great.
That would have
We
been
needed
pretty epic.
we need an unrated version of this movie. Oh
A
gosh.
Snyder cut.
The Savini cut. He wasn't
Yes.
even part of this movie.
It doesn't
Uh,
make sense. It doesn't have to.
oh gosh. Anything else to add? Do you want me to get the trivia and facts?
I had a couple quotes that I was gonna mention. Um at the beginning in the grocery scene when the guy was when Cobra showed up and was talking to the guy, he's just like, I got a bomb here. I'm gonna blow up the whole place. Um and then Cobra's response was, go ahead, I don't shop here.
Yeah.
that, that was awesome. Another one I have though, I think this was when he showed up back at his place the first time and he ran into and he bumped the car in front of him to make room to
Yeah, I
park.
pushed it out of the way. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when he got out of the car and he was talking to the guy, he was just like, "Hey, you know that's bad for your health." He's like, "What is?" Me. I wrote that one down.
And then just walks off.
Yep. And was never bothered again.
Yeah, and then he went into his apartment, ate his pizza with scissors.
Yep.
Oh man.
That's how it should have ended. Oh, by the way, we kind of have to have this conversation considering how close it is to the holiday and everything. You know
Yeah.
that people call this a Christmas movie, right?
What?
Yeah, because the Christmas decorations at the grocery store and he's got Christmas stuff up at his house and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a Christmas movie. I will come out. What has to happen for a Christmas movie is that it needs to be centered around Christmas in a key way. And if the
Yeah.
main character does not even acknowledge the holiday, then it's not a Christmas movie. Like there was
Okay.
nothing like he didn't say Merry Christmas, he didn't say anything. So yeah, this
Yeah, no
is
one mentions that it's Christmas time.
yeah, no, just because there's some Christmas decorations up and everything, it is not a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's not Die Hard or Lethal Weapon.
Uh,
Yeah, because they at least mentioned Christmas in that. Um, I'm not even sure how it's debated that Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie.
yeah, I don't either. I mean, is
It takes place at a Christmas party in a skyscraper.
I think people want the definition of a Christmas movie to be like, oh, it's about Christmas. Like it's about like
Yeah.
family, it's about happy feelings, blah blah blah. Something like that, but
we need
No.
to do a Christmas month sometime one year where it's like unconventional Christmas movies. Like we've already done Die Hard and Lethal Weapon, but we could do like Invasion USA with Chuck Norris,
Yeah.
and we could do
Well, they say
Batman
Batman.
Returns.
Yeah, Batman Returns. That one, I think I'd have to go back and see because he does. Batman does say Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I'd have to see some of the other key things. So,
Uh, yeah, there's got to be some other ones too. Kif says Santa. If only that was real. But anything else you want me to do the trivia and facts?
trivia on facts.
Okay. So there's a very rare work print of the movie that is circulated among fans. Although most of the copies are poor quality, it has 30 to 40 minutes of footage that was not available in other version. It also has all of the X-rated material removed from the final release. So it
Hmm.
was, yeah. Well, this movie was supposed to be way more brutal. So
Yeah.
some cuts were made to avoid an X rating. The first murder victim having her hands severed. An extended autopsy scene, including lingering shots of naked and mutilated bodies.
Uh,
A longer death for Ingrid's photographer Dan, including a shot of him slipping on his own blood while trying to escape. More homicides of townspeople during a climax, including a person getting struck in the face with an axe.
dang.
So, Brian Thompson, who played the Night Slasher, had to buy his own ticket to see the film um, himself personally because he was not invited to the film's premiere by the
What?
producers and Warner Brothers, which still mystifies him to this day.
That's messed up.
Yeah, for sure. When Stallone was signed to play the titular role or lead in Beverly Hills Cop, he decided to rewrite the script almost completely, removing nearly all the comedic aspects and turning it into an action-packed blockbuster extravaganza that he felt was better suited to him. The studio read and revised the script and rejected it. The proposed action scenes would have increased the movie's total budget far beyond what they planned. Stallone later channeled his ideas for it into an original script. When Stallone left Beverly Hills Cop, Eddie Murphy was brought in to play the lead role. And then, ironic enough, Brigitte Nielsen would play the villainess in Beverly Hills Cop 2 against Murphy.
There you go.
Yeah. So the custom 1950 Mercury, driven by Cobretti in the film, was actually owned by Stallone. The studio produced stunt doubles for the car for use in some of the action sequences, such as the jump from the second floor of the parking garage.
Nice.
At one point during filming, Stallone complained to the cinematographer Rick Waite that they were falling behind, and he said that his crew needed to work harder. Waite responded by saying that if Stallone, quote, gets his hands off Brigitte Nielsen's ass and stops showing off to his bodyguards, maybe they wouldn't have any problems with the time.
Ouch.
Stallone said he was shocked that somebody would talk to him like that, but he toned down his ego for weeks. In an interview, Waite also said that Stallone had a great sense of humor despite his huge ego. He also confirmed a rumor that Stallone was the true director of the film, calling credited director George P. Cosmatos a good producer but a bad director.
Hmm. Interesting.
So this is hilarious to me. This movie has a body count of 52.
I'm
A total of 41 were actually killed by Cobretti.
not
So
surprised.
the good guy kills all but 11 people in this movie.
Well, yeah, but they're all bad guys, so
Yeah. So most of the 90s action heroes were called John. We got John Rambo, John McClane, John Matrix. The hero of this film is named Marion, which is after John Wayne, because his real name, his
oh
birth name was
yeah,
Marion Robert Morrison.
that's funny.
He was the epitome of the cinematic tough guy who often played characters called John. Oddly enough, Stallone Worked with John Wayne's alleged grandnephew Tommy Morrison in Rocky Five, and he played Tommy Gunn.
Hmm.
So the Stan Bush song "The Touch" from Transformers the movie was originally written for this movie.
Oh, okay.
Which that song's kind of an 80s jam. None of the supporting cast or crew were allowed to talk to Stallone during filming.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an ego thing there. Uh, there were plans to do a sequel, but it never materialized. And the last thing I got is this movie had a $25 million budget and it made 49 million in the box office.
25 and 49.
Yeah.
Rock. Well, speaking of sequels, real quick, I think they should have done
Yeah.
a sequel too, and they should have called the sequel Marion.
uh, man, what are you gonna go see tonight? I'm gonna go see Marion. So grades, IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, what do you think they are?
um, IMDb, give me 5.9.
It's a 5.8. You were close.
Uh, dang it. Uh, Rotten Tomato critics. Let's go with 265.
The critic did is a 17.
Oh, geez. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Audience, uh, 56.
44.
Okay. Dang. Way off on that.
Yeah. What do you give it out of five?
I would give it. It's a good action movie. It's kind of unique, like you said, too, with all the kind of like slasher elements to it.
Yeah.
But I would probably. I don't think that it's his greatest work. It's kind of what I would say like an underappreciated one.
Hmm.
But it's kind of niche, I guess I would say would be part of it. So I'm finding myself landing at a 4 out of 5.
Rock.
Not enough in it for it to go to like a 4.5, or definitely it's definitely nothing close to 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Because it's got some things that needs work done, but it was filmed well, and edited well. It was a fun movie. The pacing was weird, but also there wasn't a lot of downtime, which was nice. So it does have that rewatchability. Um, so it I think just worked out really well. We've seen some things. I'm trying to think of what it was recently. Not something in awesomely bad. Where just like the action movies just aren't that done that well, and
Hmm.
these were done pretty well, especially the ending. And I think that's a really important part, is the ending was done really well. Because you want things to resonate with people when the movie finishes. So yeah, I feel good giving a 4 out of 5.
Rock. That's what I landed on too. It's
Nice.
got some things going for it. I like that it's not just your like typical um Stallone movie. There are like some more stuff. There is some more stuff to it. His character, I got to the point where I was just kind of like laughing because, like, okay, does he have to be so dang macho completely all the time? You know, like
Mm,
just trying to be this hard ass the whole time. But I thought him and Brigitte Nielsen worked pretty well together. I liked Brian Thompson as the Night Slasher. He was pretty good. Yeah, it does have that rewatchability factor. I mean, most canon films have that, just because I mean they're made to, canon made movies to entertain you,
hmm.
and that's what they always did. So, yeah, I think a 4 out of 5 is nice and solid.
Rock.
So, next time we're going to be continuing on with Stallone month. We're going to be watching Cliffhanger, which is a movie I have not watched in a long time.
Mm.
So, I'm kind of looking forward to that. I remember really enjoying it the last time I watched it, so it'll be fun to get back to that one. If you guys are liking the show, please subscribe and share. You can follow us on social media on pretty much every platform. You can go check out our YouTube and our TikTok. But if you guys are loving the Stallone month so far, come by next time. We're going to be talking about Cliffhanger. And until then, as always, be kind and rewind.